Well, hello everyone. Let me take the giant loading thing off my face. There we go. Looking much better. Hi everybody. How's it going? Happy Monday or Tuesday, depending on where you are in the world. For me, it's still Monday, but we are surviving. I'm gonna go ahead really quickly and change the bottom here. We're gonna add in the link here so people can check in. Get your little guild points. It's fun. Sweet. There we go. Check in right here. And we can go ahead and keep that. Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing? How is everyone's morning or afternoon or evening? I just made a gigantic cup of iced coffee with like my own whipped cream, and it's so good. And I'm very excited about it. So, we're going to be high energy today. We're going to get lots of stuff done. Going to do some fun developing. Super exciting. Ooh. Yay for coffee. Exactly. Yay for coffee. You can never go wrong with coffee. I just had an unfortunate incident in my life, or well, we love my friend, so thank you to her, but also she's single-handedly fueling my addiction because one of my friends came to visit me and she as a gift brought me a Starbucks gift card, but it's not a small amount. It's like enough, like it's still Starbucks, it's expensive obviously, but now she's single-handedly fueled my addiction again. And so thank you to her. I love you very much, but also my wallet is crying, but it's okay. Hello, everybody. We got a good crowd today. I'm excited. All right, sweet. So let's go ahead and get started. For pretty much what we're going to do is I accidentally just opened another window where I still had myself talking, and that was a little trippy. Okay. I am a coffee snob. This is an important thing. It's not one of my proudest traits, but I do possess it. Like in my not like in my normal coffee drinking life, I have espresso machine, I have a grinder, like I have a setup. It's an art. That being said, I like Starbucks for what it is. I really do. Like there's just something so middle school about Starbucks. Like whenever I go to Starbucks, I feel like, ooh, oppressed. That's fun. But back to Starbucks point. Whenever I go to Starbucks, I feel like it's everything that 13-year-old me would have wanted. Like I get a frappuccino and I get whipped cream, or like I get a macchiato and I sit down to like a cute little coffee like vibe, and I'm like, wow, like literally 13-year-old me would be looking at this person and be like, wow, you're so cool. So that's what I love Starbucks for. Script in my mind like a watered down boba shop minus the boba. Ooh, okay. Yeah, no, the venti like strawberry like venti pink drink. Every time I get a venti pink drink, I'm like 12-year-old me is quaking right now because she's like, who is this girl and why is she so cool? See, I like I've tried a couple of different like brewing methods, but I like the variety that espresso gets me. Like I like the ability that I get to just kind of like make my own little coffee and have a good time. Although I do like the idea of like a French press. I don't know. Something like something very aesthetic about like being like, oh, I'm gonna go make coffee in my French press. Very cool. But sweet. All right. Yeah, let me go ahead and, we'll share my screen. I don't need coffee. Go ahead and share a window. And then let's take a look at this window first. Make sure we're all good. But yeah, sweet. Great. Okay. I'm gonna shrink y'all a little bit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the stream so y'all can see my screen. Sweet. But yeah, no, we can continue the coffee discussion at the same time once I'm done setting up, which is I don't need coffee. I'm not sure entirely sure that's something to brag about. I think that like as long as the coffee versus the uncoffeeness, like you can do both, you know? Like you either have to be reasonable about it and be like, "Oh, I just don't drink coffee. I don't need it. I don't enjoy it. I don't whatever." But you can't be one of those people that's just like, "Oh my god, like I like hate coffee. How dare you do this? You scare me." Like just and it's same with coffee snobs too. Like you can't be like, "I only drink my coffee like from like a very specific plant in southern Tennessee," and I'm like, "There's no coffee in southern Tennessee." They're like, "But you don't understand." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Um, espresso. Oh yeah, pressing espresso takes forever. Um, I do like it though. Can't make my own. I'll grab one from Bodega from time to time though. I do love like getting. I don't know. There's something so fun about just going and having someone else make coffee, like even all of my ingredients. But yeah, anyway, yes, let's do this. Sweet. So it's either coffee or bruschetta, depending on how savage I'm feeling in the morning. You know what? I won't disagree, but sweet. So we're currently on the Spotify for Developers screen. And for those of you who aren't familiar, this is the developer.spotify.com links you to the Spotify API. And it says build with Spotify's 100 million songs, 5 million podcasts, and much more. And it shows off some JavaScript code, and you can actually see on here already, um, you know, get your top 5 tracks from the last 30 days, for example. We're going to complain about, we are going to expose my music tastes here. This is to be expected. That being said, don't judge my music taste too hard. This song is very funny, very, very, global hack week, very techie of me to have Rap by Penelope Scott as my first song. Anyway, but you can see here that it's showing off what you can do with the Spotify API. So it's saying, okay, we have an authorization token and we can authorize. And then once we are authorized, let's get the top tracks and we can return the top 5 tracks and put that out as items. I don't know JavaScript well enough, but that's okay. This is for the purpose of showing off some stuff. So, and then we can go ahead and log the top tracks. There you go. On a scale of 1 to 10, chat, rank my music taste. It's okay. I won't get offended. What do we think? I don't know. I like my music taste. Obviously, I'm not going to say, oh my God, I hate my music. But like, I do like my own music taste, you know? Like, I think I have solid music taste as far as things are considered. Also, I'm going to go see Måneskin in concert, and I'm very excited about it. It's very, very European of me to have Måneskin as 2 of the songs in my top 5. But yes, we love Fall Out Boy. Okay. And then the second failed the skill check, but plus. And then, okay, let's see. Within here, then we can see recommend 5 songs based on top 5 tracks. So it's going to recommend a bunch of songs. I do like this song actually, but this is like the Iggy Pop version isn't that good. TBH, I don't know any of them, so I'll just give you a 10. I love the optimism. Good vibes. And then we can also see save the top 10 songs in a playlist. So it saves the top 5 songs and then the other songs that were suggested. And I think it goes in order. So it goes, saves my song, then the first song it suggested, my song, the next song it suggested, my song, next song suggested, my song, next song. And then, yeah, which makes sense. But there you go. And then you can also listen to these songs right now, and that allows you to embed a Spotify API little code snippet. It has my little songs of my recommendation playlist. Link to my Spotify. Follow me on Spotify. Sugar We're Going Down is amazing. Just in general, Fall Out Boy has really, really good music. All right, sweet. Now we can go ahead and jump a little bit into, so we're going to be making an app today. We're going to start with iOS, and if we're feeling amazing, we might delve into Android later. We've got 3 parts of the stream, so we've got plenty of time to be creative and doing fun stuff. but yeah, we got iOS SDK. We can allow your application to interact with the Spotify app running in the background as a service. This allows you to offload complexity to main Spotify applications such as playback, authentication, networking, and offline caching. This means that you can focus on making your own user experience delightful, which is great. Anyone have any ideas for what we want to do in terms of our app? Drop any ideas that you have in terms of what we want to make. Because I've been thinking about, okay, what are some cool things that I want to make with the Spotify API? Like, what are cool apps that could really integrate into Spotify? Like, we could do a song recommender. I think that's a really good one. If we go back here, we could rely on some of the Spotify recommendations, and we can make a little song recommendation app where you sign in and then we spit out based on some of your listening interests, maybe some recommended songs. And then from there, we can also maybe figure out if we can like add in some friend functionality, because everything is more fun with friends. But sweet. So I was thinking, let's go ahead and we're going to commit to that. We're going to commit to what I just said. I'm also going to go ahead and remove this, and I'm just going to pop this little one here that says ask any questions in the chat, because that seems like a good idea. We have documentation. We are going to open up our documentation, which, ooh, yucky. It looks so old. Do we need a Mac to follow along? Hopefully not yet, but we will see. Might be helpful to, if you want to follow along, maybe it will help to get your computer out. Even you will definitely be able to code even if you don't have a Mac. The issue is you might not be able to run the project if you don't have a Mac, if you're on an iOS device or for coding for iOS apps. But you can definitely code and follow along. So sweet. Getting started. Okay. Let's see. Getting started with the iOS SDK. So getting started guy will go through this, how to use the Spotify iOS SDK in your existing Xcode application to integrate authentication, on-demand playback, or shuffle playback. I am a Spotify premium user. And then real-time player state updates. You can read more about the iOS SDK in the overview. I think that's what we were just on. Yes. So it's saying there's some offline support, some authentication support. You can download it. That is right there. Spotify iOS SDK. Here is the repository we're looking at. By using the tools and all that. I love when things are just so easily accessible on GitHub. So we're actually going to go ahead and pop this in here for y'all. So you can be like, oh, okay, we're going to pop this in, and then we're also going to, we're also going to add the documentation. And we're going to stick with this first, because this will have all the links to everything we will likely need. And that might be helpful if y'all want to follow along, have fun, and have a good time. So sweet. So it's saying, first thing we need to do, register a developer app. Go to the developer dashboard and create an app with the following configuration values. Oh, my secret testing app that you shouldn't all see. Shh. I didn't get that far, I promise. Okay. So we're going to call this, any app name ideas, drop app name ideas in the chat right now, or like in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to have to come up with something. We could always ask ChatGPT for good app ideas for a song recommendation. Good app ideas for a song recommender. Ooh, Requestify's cute. I like that. That's adorable. Sweet. Thank you. Okay, Requestify. Then app description, we'll say Requestify is a song recommendation tool built for iOS devices. We'll go with that. And then here later it said redirect URI, set this to that. Sure, we can do that. redirect URI, and then a website. We don't really have one. So yes, I agree with the developer's terms of service and the design guidelines. The design guidelines for Spotify are actually really cool. Like you have to use a certain amount of like things when you use Spotify tools and resources. So you have to attribute Spotify logo and stuff. So like this is good because all the Spotify stuff is together. This is bad because it mixes in generic unknown music, which is bad. And then how do you link to Spotify and a wide variety of design guidelines, which are very important if, we're going to be putting our app to the App Store or things like that, which, we probably won't be putting this app out to the App Store anytime soon. That being said, it's always fun to read important things. And then, of course, the developer's terms of service, which are also very important. And I just reset everything. Song recommendation tool. And then redirect URI will do what it says. Yes, I agree. Requestify. Great. So this is our app. We have a couple of fun different things. We have a bunch of statistics, including active users, endpoint hits, things like that, top countries from which our users are from. And then, yeah, that's a bunch of stuff. And then we have some magical settings up here that have secret things like secrets. Ooh, secret. And then a bunch of other things like that. So that allows us to, if you are following along at home, my suggestion is you obviously log in with your own Spotify app and you authenticate with your own account and you create your own sort of project through here. But if you're just kind of joining me for the ride, you get to, I'm revealing my secrets, which is so fun. But sweet. So we got started with that. So it's saying, this is your iOS app bundle identifier. So that is for creating the app. So actually, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. And now we're going to go through the process of creating an app. So the way that we do that is actually going to, not this one. I need StreamYard. There we go. Now we're going to share my screen. Then we're going to share my whole screen. And press share. Yay, fun wallpaper. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a new Xcode project. And with this, we're going to make an app. And we're going to call it Requestify. We're going to put it under my team. And then it's saying that's my organization and identifier. We can pull up the documentations really quick. And there specifically, it said saying .com.spotify.iOS quick start. So, but is it saying that that it has to be, the app has to be called iOS quick start? So we can do .com.requestify, or that's fine. We can do .com.spotify. Probably from MLH. We'll do that. You can see my name, but that's okay. We'll use Swift UI today, so that uses Swift as the language. Won't use core data, won't include tests, won't host it in CloudKit. And that allows us to just save it, where I'm going to save it into the MLH folder here that I conveniently have located. And then boom, we've created an app. And so now if you go into these settings up here, I just went ahead and stopped sharing my screen for a second, I think. I did. Sweet. So do we need Xcode? You don't need it. What you can do is you can just get a template, but Xcode is really helpful for if you want to follow along, which you're obviously never obligated to. My streams are kind of like, you can come in and you can hang out, you can come and go, and we can, sit and eat snacks and listen to me and stuff like that. But if you do want to follow along, Xcode is the best IDE for developing iOS apps. If you do not have Xcode for whatever reason, there are still ways that you can have like an Xcode, emulate an Xcode setup. However, I never go over it because it's can be pretty complicated, and B, because I have a Mac. And then and so I just download Xcode, and also because of the way that Apple does a couple of things, it is then pretty hard to actually run a version of the app. But yeah. Hello, community members and audience attendees. How are you? I'm doing well. I can't speak for everyone else, obviously, but I think I'm doing pretty well. And then what is the session program plan? We are going to be getting started with an iOS app for the Spotify API. We're going to make an app called Requestify where you can make song recommendations for now, right now, based on some of your favorite songs. But that is VS Code okay for now? Yes, go for it. If you need help setting up, like how to set up app with VS Code. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a bunch of resources online for how to, like, just by looking, there's a bunch of resources that allow for you to, at the very least, have an emulator, especially if you're on a Mac. So with VS Code, and if you're not, then emulating a physical phone is very hard anyway. So there are really not great solutions there unless you manage to hook up an iPhone if you happen to know one to the computer, but that's complicated. TLDR, yes, it's going to be okay. If it isn't at any point, that is okay too. And we can go ahead and learn some new stuff. Right now, we're just setting up the app anyway. And I haven't been sharing my screen for a hot second. So we're going to get back into business. And into business evolves, of course. Share my little screen again. So we have install the latest version of Spotify from the Apple App Store on the device you wish to run for this tutorial. Run the Spotify app and be sure to log in or register for the Spotify on this device. Oh, sorry. I just got an email about my housing for next year and where I'm going to be living. I have been selected for an apartment, which is so fun. Yay, apartments. Anyway, we are going to be using Swift UI today, but I think most of it is going to be working with the Spotify API, to be completely honest. So I don't know how much, like, we're going to get done. Thank you. I'm very excited. It's literally going to be the same apartment that we live in right now, but the way that the housing process works here is so complicated that I was, like, genuinely freaking out that we weren't going to get this apartment, even though, like, we have highest priority because we're old and, like, it's a whole thing. But, like, I was scared. But yeah, we're using Swift UI for now. We're just going to try and set up. Okay, install the latest version of Spotify. So today we'll be using my phone, which, you know, we got my little fun phone here in my hand. Hi, there she is, beautiful, gorgeous. I have little affirmation quotes on, like, my lock screen. They're super fun. I love them. And this phone already has the latest version of Spotify installed, I believe. We can double check that real quick. Let's see. Ah, y'all, I forgot to turn the music back on because I turned on the 30-second countdown and then I never turned my music back on. Okay, that should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it pretty low. Can everyone hear me over the music? Like, is the music to my sound ratio good? For those of you who are listening, how do you feel about it? And then let's go to Spotify and make sure that it is up to date. Okay, I don't hear music, I hear you. Okay, you could probably turn the music up more. Sweet. Last time, apparently, I made my music too loud, and that was frustrating for people. And it's hard when you're, like, wearing headphones and, like, you're, like, my goal is to hear, like, I'm obviously going to hear myself at a different pace than I'm going to hear other people. Okay, sweet. Okay, so I have Spotify downloaded and it is updated, which is great. So that is good. And then perfect. Sweet. And then let's see. We have that. We got, what is the work methodology that you're going to adapt while this project development? Honestly, while I'm a big fan of project methodologies and work methodologies in like a lot of projects, the idea for this Global Hack Week stream is we're gonna hack something together. Like, it's gonna be very low key, very little planning, super fun little like adventure time for us, you know? And then the other question that I have is, what is the API architecture layer to apply? This is pretty cool. Is there an Android version? Yes, you can use the Android SDK too. It's already included within here. You got Android stuff. It leads you through setup. And there's a wide variety of options for different things too. If you want to do like say cross-platform and native apps. I am promising to myself, I'm going to put this out there so everyone else knows. But hopefully, I'm hoping for Global Hack Week May. But we'll see. I am hoping to finally try my like hands in cross-platform app development. And I'm hoping that like is it official that I'm pretty sure it's already official that Global Hack Week is, yes, great. So I can say this officially. Global Hack Week May is Games Week, and I really want to, like, as a challenge to myself, develop a game that's cross-platform native mobile, or cross-platform mobile, but not like web mobile integrated, like Flutter or React Native. But I'm gonna try and push myself. But yeah, if you're also interested in like exploring the Android version of this stuff, go for it. Have fun. Sorry, y'all. I just got a text from my roommate that I think we're picking apartments in like a second. That's funny. There's like 700 apartments. Anyway. So exciting. Okay, great. So we have install the latest version of Spotify from the App Store. Great. You must use a physical iOS device to iOS SDK as Spotify app cannot be installed or simulator. Check. That's done. Download the latest version of the Spotify iOS SDK from our GitHub repository. That's this. Great. How do you want me to download you? Do you have suggestions? Do I just press download? Like, do I just download zip? Download zip. Sweet. Okay, cool. And then that zip is downloaded. And now we are I'm gonna go ahead and one of the things that's like, I really should invest in a second monitor for streaming, just because like it's really hard to stream with only one monitor. And yes, we're gonna put it in MLH. There we go. It's A, really hard to stream with one monitor. B, like, so okay, my roommate has a ginormous like curved monitor that she uses for work stuff, and like it's a great thing, but like I don't know, it takes up so much space. And I also don't use my desk. I'm anti-desk, like, except when I'm streaming. I am an anti-desk person. And so it's, like, hard for me to justify the space it takes up. Exactly. Like, it's so much space. And my desk, you all obviously can't see this, but my desk is already, like, eclectic, homogeneous, fun things. Like, we got knitting on the side. We have a random Xbox here. All my makeup is here. A roll of tape I randomly found somewhere. Like, this place is already, like, messy. Like, and I love it that way. I love that. And I don't like my desk. Like, I do my work on the couch where I go to the library and things like that. Like, I'd rather do that. But, you know, within that, it's hard to always do stuff. Okay, great. So, I've downloaded the iOS SDK. I'll need to add the Spotify iOS.frameworks file as a section. Yeah, you could use a dual for sure. I know I could. I know. But they're so expensive and it's hard for me to justify the cost when I'm like, just like, you know, streaming for funsies, joining Global Hack Weeks, making cute apps. Like, that's what I love doing. Like, all your homegirl does is make cute apps. Like, that's what I do. Okay. So I need to import the Spotify.iOS framework for my new apartment setup. I know. That sounds so nice. The worst part is like we're gonna have the exact same furniture though, so like I don't know whether it's gonna be much better, and it's gonna be a very similar setup to what I currently have. So I'm like, I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it. Maybe, just maybe. Okay, let's see. We got download the iOS SDK. Sweet. Need to add the Spotify iOS framework. Okay, I'll need to import it, but I can just do that. For Windows users, which API should be used? The web API or the playback one? It's up to you. Depends on what you're going to try and make. If you're going to try and make like a web app that interacts similarly to this, maybe you want to like try out JavaScript, then I would go with a web API. If you're going with, I think, actually, so let's see, web API versus web playback SDK. I think for the purposes of this, we're mostly going to be using what's the features within the web API. So you probably won't need the SDK, but if you're feeling creative, you want to do some fun stuff, go for it. So sweet. Okay. We should have the following. A registered client ID. Do I have one of those? Check. Okay. Registered client ID, check. A downloaded copy of the Spotify iOS SDK. Where do I find that? It's saying, so I did download the latest version of the Spotify iOS SDK. From the clone or download and unzip it. Register your application. Yes, okay. Add the Spotify iOS framework. Reading is so hard. That's all. Okay, we're going to stop sharing my screen. No, I don't want to invite a guest. Y'all are my guests already. We appreciate you. Great, okay. We are now here. So we got this, and this is saying, okay, got my little Xcode window open, and now what it's saying, I can do this through the Swift package manager. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I like the Swift package manager. Add packages. And y'all can't see that. Screen sharing is so hard. Okay, hold on. We're going to I'm gonna do this. That's how I'm feeling right now. That's really how I'm feeling right now. Okay, share screen. Window. It won't let me. Are you kidding me? Why won't you let me share that? So rude. Okay, we're gonna close y'all. Bye. Wait, no, never mind. Sorry. Forgot to click a thing. Now we're gonna do this. Okay. There we go. Sweet. Okay. And then I need to search for Spotify. Yes, add package collection. And that is, for that, I need this guy, don't I? Loading. What? No, these are my apps. I need this guy. Spotify iOS SDK. There we go, okay. Overview, yes, sweet. Perfect. Add package. Now it's doing some magic, which we love that for me. Great. Yes, I would love to add this package. Yay! We've added a package dependency, and now we're going to stop sharing my screen again so that I can do something else. Sweet. Okay. Great. So we've added that. Now, okay. We're going to do this so that I have an easier time doing things. That is going to involve, in addition, pulling up the instructions on my tiny little separate screen. And I didn't know you could do this, but you can. It's like, you can share your screen. Hold on. Okay, this is a vendetta against my iPad case. Just a very personal thing. It keeps falling over. It's a brand new case, and it's supposed to be like good, and the magnet's supposed to be fantastic, and it was supposed to be an upgrade, and instead it sucks, and I don't like it. and my old case was falling apart. So is it? I wish that one's like, I don't know. Part of me is like I should spend money on a case. Part of me is like spending money on a case is silly and I hate it. Yes, this is so true. I haven't had a good iPad case in a hot second either, and that always makes me sad. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and I want to smear my screen to my iPad, please. Sweet. Okay. And now this will hopefully allow me. Come on, drag over, please. Ah, shoot. It's doing this thing where like that one's on this side. Okay. Oh, that's gonna bug me. Hold on. And it just stopped for some reason. And I need the settings, please. Okay. And I need them to be in this order. Great. Okay, done. I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but I promise I'm doing magic. Y'all have money on iPads. Hey. I'm going through, like, I am in my financially, like, the like, I don't know. I've recently become more financially independent, and it's a lovely feeling. So, I bought one 5 years ago with the case on the thrift. That's smart, honestly. Like, I used to have one, like, I had a high school one, and they let us keep them after graduation because they were really, like, not in the best shape. So they're like, you can have them because we're not going to give them to anyone else because you all ruined these. And that was honestly quite true, but okay, great. Back to business, getting started. So we have downloaded the iOS SDK, we've registered development environment, we've installed the iOS app, now, or the Spotify app. Now we need to have the registered client ID, check. The downloaded copy of the Spotify SDK, check. And the latest version of the Spotify app installed on an iOS device, check. Next, we'll focus on installing the SDK inside of an existing Xcode application. Import Spotify iOS.framework. Okay, you can simply drag it into your Xcode project. And that is that. I'm going to drag this into our Xcode project. You know what I'm not doing? I'm not sharing my screen, am I? I do that way too much. There we go. Sweet. Y'all should be able to see this now. I'm going to shrink this a bit because it's always nicer to have more space. Sweet. Okay. And then, let's see. Okay. So, I've added the spot. Okay. So, I've added a Spotify iOS SDK. There she is. Or the doc framework. We need to go to info.plist. Okay. Sign capabilities. Resource tag info. Great. So, okay. Sweet. Dragging things is hard. Okay. All. This is the... These are the package dependencies. These are the build settings. Targets. General. Info. LS application queries. Where is my info.plist file again? How do I find that? No. Kari, do not exit StreamYard. Don't do that. Find in project. Info.plist, please. No results? Boo. How do I find the info.plist again? I always forget how to do this. Darn it. I did the thing again. Okay, it's project name. Great. And then build settings and packaging group. That's what I was missing. Okay, basic. Nope. Ah, there it is. And now, because I'm using my iPad as a thing, it's... How can I find this in my thing somehow? I know, can I find this in my thing is so descriptive. Requestify, Spotify iOS framework, nope. Nope. Nope, nope. Can I just open this somewhere different? So here it's the target's info. Okay. Either way, it's saying add Spotify to LS applications query screen. So let's see if we can add LS application. Nope. Application query? Nope. This is fun. Okay. We need to configure info.plist to support the new SDK. I'm trying to do that. So, there are two things we need to add. Step 1, add Spotify to the LS application. So, is there a way for me to open info.plist as like a file that I can copy and paste things into? Because that would be great. Because here it's saying info.plist file, and then it's saying requestify info.plist. So it's supposedly somewhere in here. Oh! Wow, I feel smart right now. Let's open that with... it's opening with Xcode, which isn't great because now it's opening as like an information property list. It's not exactly what I want. That I want to... You know what? Low-key, let's open it with VS Code. We'll see what happens. Aha! So now I can share this. Ah, no, I pressed the thing. Sorry. Then, there we go. Sweet. Okay. I just made this. Yay, plist version. Okay. And then, so it's saying the dictionary. And then, how to add things to info.plist. Let's figure that out. How to add to info.plist. Okay, we can copy the LS application query scheme. Okay, see, I just don't know whether it goes. I think it goes within the dictionary, right? And then this would be like that. I think. Can you zoom in the code? It's tiny. I don't know if I can actually. Let's see. I'm sure I can. Don't get me wrong, but like it's like, how though? Settings. That looks way too complicated. No, I want size. Okay. Well, what I can do is I can make sure to paste this into check Mac toolbar. Oh, there we go. Sweet. You're so right. Okay. Thank you. We appreciate you. Sweet. So is that better? What I just did is I went to the iOS Getting Started documents and I opened this in VS Code and then I copied and pasted the amazing. And then I copied and pasted just the 2 commands that I had there. And what to me feels like the right spot, but we're gonna find out how it's gonna be. Yeah, it's Command plus. That's what I ended up doing. I was like, when you said check Mac toolbar, I was like, oh, and then everything clicked, and that was nice. We love when things just make sense. Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this guy. And then we're gonna present. We're gonna go back to my Xcode. Sweet. And then we've got the info.plist. That thing. Great. That sounded like a complaint. Plist can only include 1 object. Okay, we'll find out what that is eventually. Okay, so let's see. Now it's saying set the Objective-C linker flag. In the file navigator, click on your project. Click your project under targets. Go to the build settings. That's I'm already here. In the search box, enter other linker flags. Assuming that's all, and then okay. And then besides other link flags, double click and enter Objective-C. Except not like that. It's saying dash Objective-C. C. Okay, interesting. And then it's saying add a bridging header. In the last step, we added the linker. I did the thing again where I reset my screen while I was reading. Please excuse me while I fix that. There we go. Okay, add bridging header. Typically, this is named in your newly created file. You'll need to replace this with the following. So I need a new file. New file is going to be, I think, an .h file, right? And then it's saying, no, don't put that in my iCloud drive. Okay, and then we go into Requestify, Ash Bridge header, and then create. Okay. That's a .h file if I've seen one. I need to then hashtag import Spotify iOS. No, literally, why is that so annoying? Spotify iOS / Spotify iOS .h. Sweet. Great. And then okay. Then you'll need to go to the, I wonder whether this should be in here. We're just gonna try and put it in there. You know what? Whatever. Okay. Targets, build settings, and then in the search box saying Objective-C. Oh, sorry, Objective-C. And then bridging header. And then for that, it's saying I need to give it this one. So I'm gonna just copy this guy's. I'm not sharing my screen. I do that all the time. I do that way too often, actually. It's really quite embarrassing how often that happens. Sweet. Okay. So I've done that, and that is great. I mean, that way you can always, you can see my beautiful face for a bit. We're going to take a 2-second coffee break. Oh, you're like, oh, she's totally hiding her secrets or something? Nope. That was not intentional. I'm just a silly little goose. Sweet. Okay. Ah, my gosh. I don't know why it's doing that thing. Also, my laptop has not been plugged in this entire time, which means it's slowly starting to run out of juice. What are the use case studies, functional and non-functional? So the potential operation scenarios to implement within the API program code, project app with the lifecycle development process. Ah, I see. That would also make sense, you know, but no, I didn't think that far ahead. To answer that earlier question about some of the use cases, I think the general use case is that we just want to have an opportunity to learn and experiment with the Spotify API within app development, have the opportunity to learn a little bit more about app development, have a general better understanding of how to interact, like not necessarily like traditional front ends with APIs. I think that is a big goal of the app, and then also just learn something new and hang out with y'all. Those are my goals for the app. And then yeah, we did kind of start determining the like functional requirements, but like very briefly. You know, where like it was like a me tossing out like, hey, what are we gonna make today type of vibe. So sweet. Okay, in order for so okay. Maybe let's click on tutorials. No. Concepts, no. Okay. So that's saying that at class level, we can, okay. Failed to build a scheme. Uh-oh. Oh, great. It's very angry indeed. Let's see why. Okay, let's try and press a button. Nope, that didn't fix it. Okay. So it's definitely an issue with the info.plist. I can already tell that. And that was within the project. Our targets. Nope. Build settings. Oh, somewhere within here. Info. List, right? No. Info.plist values. That's helpful, however, not. Okay, this is info.plist, and it's saying I can't open it for some reason. So I want to open it as source code, right? And this is what we made last time. That's when I pasted it in the wrong place, potentially. We'll try and put it here. The tabbing made more sense just now, too. Did everyone else see that? Like, it tabbed nicely for me. Well, you're still complaining. So great. Build input file can't be found. Requestify. That's this. And then requestify. And then info.plist. There's the file. I'm looking right at it. What's a dictat for? Great question. I have no idea, to be completely honest with you. I love debugging. Debugging's so fun. Well, can I try clearing all the issue, cleaning the build folder? Yes, I want to clean everything and then try it. Okay, now we are down to one error. The operation couldn't be completed. That's rude. Why could the operation not be completed? Could I just like, let's see, how to add code to info.plist. Okay, full path. User, Kari, documents, MLH. Requestify, info.plist. That looks good. So why are you complaining, my sir? What is wrong with you? What is your problem? Targets. Info. Build settings. Info.plist value, yeah. General. What if I went to basic and then... Customized. General. Deployment info. Setting and capabilities. Resource tags. Info. Build faces. Build rules. Nope. Build settings. .plist file. Aha! Why is it? That's why it's saying there's no info.plist file. Let's try that. If I give you this file, will you be happy? Potentially. Are some tags not in order? Potentially. I think that's pretty likely, honestly. Build failed. Okay. Why did you fail, though? Unable to read property. Operation couldn't be completed. Yeah. Okay. If I delete both of these, will you complete then? Let's also clean everything. And clean. I love cleaning and then build it. No. It's saying... oh, now it's a different error. Okay. So, it might be an issue with the code here then. So now it's saying you can't... The operation couldn't be completed for whatever reason. So it could be... These need to be maybe here. Oh! That seems... Well, that's just like putting stuff at the bottom of the plist. Doesn't seem like it'll work. Like... Doesn't it need to be maybe in the dict tag? No, because that looks weird. Is there too many dicts? Only one! Boo? No. Contents of the file is not a dictionary. So you want it to be a dictionary. So what if I made it like... I did this. And then I put it in the dictionary. Will you then be happy? It is then happy. Yeah, because I added the closing tag. It is now less mad for whatever reason. But why did it not tell me to add the closing tag? I hate documentation sometimes. This is the sort of things that should be helpful. Okay. Okay. Clear build folder, please, and then run that again. It's saying it can't find because it's up here. Oh? Oh? Y'all, the build just succeeded. We have a success. Something just happened. Okay. So I did the setup correctly. That's a start. Okay. So we have that. Okay. We need to authorize the app at a class level. We can define a client ID, Spotify ID, and thing. So yeah, if y'all see now, like when you run it, it just says build on the top and then attaching to iPhone 14 Pro. That's a good sign. That means it's running. I just moved this file in the wrong spot after. And that was the whole thing. Yeah, I killed it. I know. Don't worry. It's yelling at me again, but that's okay. Trying our best. This is a good time to call a quick, like, 3 to 4 minute break. I'm gonna take a little time to get up, sip on my coffee. In the meantime, comment in the chat your favorite song, and we'll be right back. Where's my little we'll be right back thing? There we go. Taking a brain break. Drop your favorite song in the chat. Hi everyone, I'm back. Took the time to talk to my wonderful roommate. It was great. Had a good time. Let's go ahead and get back to sharing my screen. I'm gonna put the let's ask questions on chat back. Music still seems to be good. We can spice it up though. What do we think about? Is that a good vibe for the later half of the stream? Kind of calmer, less like pumpy rock and more calm stuff. Oh, 9 p.m. is Scriblio? I love Scriblio. It's such a fun, like, I love that. Okay. So it's, and we lost the iPad, folks. Okay, anyway. Let's see. At a class level, we can define our, let's try and do it here. Is this too lo-fi? I can't tell. What about Future House? Oh, we could do Electropop, actually. Yes. Let's see if the app loads. Come on, app. You can do it. I believe in you. You're doing great, sweetie. You're doing amazing. Come on, buddy. Come on. Okay. So that just crashed. That's really sad. Let's try that again. Come on, buddy. Believe in you. You're doing great, sweetie. Please don't crash this time. Please. Yay! Hold on. Hold on. Gotta zoom out. Yay! Hello, world. Hello to you too, Mr. App. Sir. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us. We have an app that just displays hello world with a little, but we have an app, and that's what matters. Sweet. Aw, yay! Agreed. I know, so cute. Alright, sweet. For once we get it figured out with this SDK, we're gonna need to run it on, like, my phone. But for now, okay, I just got an email. Oh my goodness. Everyone wants something from me today. Anyway, let's Spotify client ID. My Spotify client ID here. What was my Spotify client ID again? Aha! Time for a little secret. Y'all ready to hear a secret? See a secret? Oh, here's my little Spotify secret. So cute. Okay, and then let's Spotify. For those of you who are wondering like what I'm following along with now, we are following along with this guy. That's what we're using. We're gonna go ahead and pop that on so you can all see it. Spotify. Let redirect URL is going to be a URL of type string, which is I could have just done I can just do this. Why am I retyping that? There you go. Actually, is that my redirect URL? Let's take a look at my... Yeah, it still is. Okay, sweet. And then boom. Close that, close that, close that. Okay. Let's do... now it's saying... I think... There's an exclamation point at the end. That's interesting. Okay, we'll try it. Lazy var configuration, which is of a type SPT configuration. Going to have a client ID, which is going to be the Spotify client ID. Redirect URL, which is going to be the Spotify redirect URL. Okay. Lazy cannot be used on an already lazy global. Oh. This global is already lazy. Good to know. Okay. I'm fine with that then. Okay. That's saying Once the user successfully returns to your application, you need to do something. It's gonna be in here, right? That's it. I think I might need to move these here then. So, excuse me. Oh, no, no. She's angry at me. Oh boy. Please stop yelling. If I clear the build folder, all of my issues will go away, right? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, that was just renamed. Okay. Now it's saying it can't find app remote. Let's figure out what that is about. Cannot find app remote in scope. Trying to think because fair point. Yeah, the issue is that I think this this tutorial's for Swift with an app delegate, which I may not have right now. Oh, there you go. I found how to initialize the app remote. Will that work? That's saying that it needs to be on a class level closure, which it can take. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just start over here. Here we go, and then let's see. Figure out. Getting started. How to set up iOS as Spotify SDK on Swift UI. There we go. Let's see. Oh, there's a Spotify Quick Start. Okay. Let's see. This is still 2 years old. So it's saying within here, what you could do is create a state object for Spotify controller, which is of type Spotify controller, which I don't have to find yet. Okay. So where is the Spotify controller? Okay. So it's saying here, if I do new file, Swift UI, Spotify controller, sure. Do import. Import Spotify iOS and then import Combine. Cool. Class Spotify. And so I'm currently looking at Spotify Quick Start, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop this link in the chat too, so y'all can see it. So let's see, so that y'all can follow along on your screens. Class Spotify controller. We have a type NS object and also the type observable object. Okay, let the Spotify client ID, let that be my client ID, which I have right here. And then we have that. Let's Spotify direct URL, a URL that takes in a string of Spotify iOS that. Yep. Go, sweet. And then we'll let the access token be a string of type no so far. We'll let the bar play URI do nothing. Okay. Let's see if this works, honestly. I'm open to just going from here down. Just copying and pasting this and seeing if it works. I really am. Let's see it. Okay. Okay. You should be able to find Spotify controller in scope now. Okay. Cool. So that made an info.plist. So yeah, the issue was with the info.plist initially where the items were placed. Like if you do open as source code, with the fact that the dictionary was open and close. There you go. So like you needed to put it within the dictionary and we didn't the first time. The more you know. Sweet. Okay, so that's the info.plist for this project. And then the content view. Okay. Let's see here. Have dependencies. Okay. Let's see. So we have the app, which appears to be set up now to take in, or actually wait, no it's not, because there's still some stuff that it had to do in the quick start. That's Swift here, yeah. And then open URL. Let's perform URL in modify controller.access token from URL, and on receive. That's still maybe too small for others. That should be better, hopefully. Better? Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, and then on receive, and then It's going to be notification center dot default dot publisher, or and in here it's UI application dot did finish launching notification. Perform is going to be nothing, and Spotify controller dot connect. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. And now let's grab my charger really quickly. This guy. I'm gonna grab this thing, pop it into my computer on this side. On this side, we're gonna pop it into my phone. And then on here, there's a couple things you can do. We can say, okay, there we go. So yeah, now it's on my phone, as you can see, and then unreliable device. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I know why that is. It's because the deployment target is like iOS 16.4. And I am not on 16.4 yet, because I don't think... Is not 16.4 even out? Or did I just not update my phone? Oh, I just didn't update my phone. I see. Okay, I'm on 16.1. So we'll just set the deployment target to 16.1. Because that's what I can do. Oops. Sweet. Okay. And now we're going to try and run it on the physical device. So here's my little phone. Now it's saying build succeeded, and it's installing to my phone. Great, we have Requestify. We are going to launch the app, and here's what it's showing. So it's saying Requestify would like to open Spotify, so I'm going to click open. And then it's saying Requestify wants to open Spotify again, so I'm going to press open. And then it authorized, and it's just doing that over and over again. Okay, cool. Interesting. So currently, we have the app authenticating over and over and over and over and over again. Very cool. So let's figure out where to go from here. So, can I use Swift to develop apps for my iPhone even if I have Windows? You can use Swift as the programming language. You will not be able to install Xcode, and so hence you won't be able to like run it. Did you see how we had the little phone down here at one point? You won't be able to get that little phone, but you can still develop Swift apps. It's just a lot harder, unfortunately. Everything likes to be integrated into one environment and then always causes things illegal. So true. Okay, let's see. Spotify. Okay, we have, so currently that app just I really just want to know why the poor app keeps authenticating. Like, it did the authorizing, but it just keeps authorizing. It won't stop authorizing. So let's figure that out. Swift UI Spotify app keeps opening Spotify. He wants... Yes, yes, you can trust my computer. You're welcome. Okay. Interesting. I kind of want to try like like a Swift UI. Spotify SDK. Trying to think what things I want to do. This is very hard because I wanna... Look, we obviously have it authenticating, but I'm not sure whether we want to... whether I like a lot of this approach. Maybe if we use this tutorial, that might be more helpful. Like if we use the documentation and replace a few of these. Potentially. We're saying, do we have... Let's see. So I'm following the tutorial instead. And then... Why is that an error in here? Like, what? So interesting. So we have application will resign active. Okay. Application did become active. Okay. Yeah, take a look at a full example of the app delegate.swift. Okay. How to add it.swift. Oh, I see. Okay. Now I have a different idea. But I don't... Loki just want to comment out all of this and we'll come back to it. Let's see. Cast. Oh, this is just the Spotify controller app. I can just comment out this entire thing because the Requestify app, this is where it does the things. Do this, and then I can do this. So it's saying I can create an app delegate. Like that, and then maybe do that. 26 minutes left. So true. Are you coding in which platform? Windows? I'm on a Mac. This is Xcode. I'm using Swift UI with some Swift mixed into it, apparently. Or well, Swift UI is with Swift, but it's a complicated and confusing and fun story. So you have Spotify API. Sounds like it might fix a lot of my things. See, a Swift library for the Spotify web API. I like this idea. So could I try adding this instead? So I could copy and then paste, not the word URL. I meant copy link. Okay. And then, yeah. Okay. I could add this. At the very least, we made a connection to the Spotify API today. And I'm happy with that. If that's what we've made. Because this is about learning what APIs do. And yeah, I do kind of want a Swift crypto. Swift. Ah, my goodness. Okay. Coffee break with all my whipped cream on the bottom. Yummy coffee break. Okay. See, this person is saying instead of the Spotify web SDK, instead of all this, just comment this out. Go into content view here. I could import this and let Spotify, and then get the client ID again. Yes, I did add in the Spotify web API. Did I not? Spotify API? Or is that... But there's Spotify API. I'm looking at it. Interesting. Okay. Well, at the very least, we have... No, not my secret client ID. Let's... You know what? We're gonna go back to the way things were. Sometimes that is okay. We're gonna bring back the Spotify controller. We're gonna go back here. And we're just gonna try and launch the app again. We're gonna see maybe if, you know, by some stroke of sheer luck, or maybe me being impatient the first time, which has happened before in app dev, it must be true. No, I'm calling it here, the set access token. The issue isn't even the setting or not setting of the access token. The issue is that when I validate the app with Spotify, it does the authorization and then it just keeps going. Like, it just keeps doing it. No matter how many times I try and get it to stop. It's just here. I can show you. It just keeps alternating. And I'm not touching it. Woo! It authenticates, which is true. That being said, it's kind of like yuck. Which isn't great, but that's okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, why is it doing that? Like, I'm sure it's something I'm missing. Like, or it's just something silly with it. That it's like, once I figure it out, I'm going to be like, whoa, that's so easy. But until I figure it out, it's going to feel like the end of the world, you know? Could I maybe just copy this person's setup? Well, okay, I'm going to try that. We're going to go to this guy's info.p list, and we're just going to copy it. Sorry, but also not sorry. Now it has more stuff. Okay, and then besides that is the Spotify Quick Start, which was just a copy, right? Because that's Requestify of type app. Yep. And then the Spotify controller.swift, all that stuff about it. Yeah, same thing. And then the info.p list looks good. And then the content view.swift looks the exact same, and there's no assets as far as I can tell, and nothing else that would impact it besides like licensing and git ignores, which aren't important. And now we have a failure. Oh boy. Hello? Oh no, it doesn't like that. Okay. Let's try it now. What? Well, I'm clearing all of this. Let's try that again. That was one of the weirdest things that's happened. It's because you removed some imports. I don't think so, just because of like the imports that were there. I added and then removed and then what is that? This is yucky. I'm cleaning my build folder again. Build for running, please. Please build. I would really appreciate it if you did. Okay. Okay. Darn it, no. Boo. Did I just break it? That would be unfortunate. Yeah, no, it's not because it was going through, but now it's all of these errors that are... I'm not even sure where to start with these. Like, what does this mean? It's like all of this, which is like, let's see, open that. Could I just delete? Oh, I wonder if it's something with the version. It changes to 16.4. And then my OS version is lower. I wonder if that's what it is. If I accidentally installed one of these packages that has to be for like a specific version and then didn't. Okay. So just press the update package on a bunch of these. Maybe that will help. We'll see. If not, it might be time to end the stream here just so I can figure out what's wrong, and then we can revisit it during this part 2 tomorrow, I think. It's part 2 tomorrow? I'm pretty sure part 2 is tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow 3 to 5 my time, so 4 to 6 Eastern and whatever the time is in other parts of the world. Sweet. And then, yeah, we'll be back from, looks like 8 to 10. Yeah, 8 to 10 Eastern on Friday with part 3. Well, you'll also catch me today at Global Hack Week today in Global Hack Week on both Wednesday and Thursday. And then I'll also be doing fun mini events later this week. So that'll be fun. So please just clear everything. There's an issue with the linker, it looks like, which is interesting. But yeah. Okay, awesome. Sweet. Okay. I think I have an idea of what's wrong, but there's definitely not enough time to fix it in 12 minutes. So, here's the plan of action, my friends. We are going to give the next streamer, get 10 minutes to set up. I think the next stream is... Let's check out what this next stream is. What was my fence number again? I lost y'all. It's okay. Yeah, I think the next event is Scribble, which is super fun. I love the Scribble mini event. It's so cute. And then after that, we'll just be able to work on this tomorrow. And I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to sort all this out, even if it means starting a new project from scratch. Because sometimes that's what you need to do. You know, you need to give it some new life and a new chance. So, that is all for today, everybody. Thanks y'all for joining me and sharing your hot takes on coffee and music and other various things that we talked about today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. And I will see you all at the stream tomorrow. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did too. It was pretty tough in a lot of parts, but I usually don't handle... Like I said, I'm usually a person that handles making the apps pretty. But not this time. I was like, let's challenge myself. Let's work with APIs. And it's hard. But I'm having a good time. And I'm confident that we'll get this solved. So, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.